All right, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make this 3D cube in Inkscape.
So the first thing you want to do once you open up the program is to go ahead and open up a new document. Okay, once you get it open, go over here to File and then look for Document Properties.
The reason I'm going to open up Document Properties is I want to get rid of this page border here. I don't want to see that page border. It just kind of gets in my way. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn border, show page border, and click that off so that it's no longer there. Okay, so then we close that Document Properties out. And then we're going to get started building this thing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the Create a Star and Polygon. So you go ahead and click on that. And then up on top, you're going to see you have choices of a regular polygon, a star, and a number of corners that you want. So you want to make sure you click on the regular polygon and then go to change the number of corners to 6. Then you can go ahead and drag this shape out. And we want to make sure that this point right here where my cursor is pointing straight up. Now you might be able to eyeball it, but the best way to do it to make sure that it is pointing straight up is to hold the control button on your keyboard. And then you'll notice that it kind of snaps to different location. You want it to snap to that up location. Then you can kind of let go, and then you're all set with that. All right, so now then the next thing we're going to do is I want to change the opacity of this. I want this to be about 50%. So to do that, we're going to go over here to Object. Then up here on top, you have Fill and Stroke, second one down. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and we'll open up this menu over here to the right. We want to make sure then, or turn our opacity down, which is down here, to about 50%. It doesn't have to be exact. Get it close, as close as you want. 49 is fine. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and right click on this shape, and I want to duplicate it. Go ahead and click on the select tool over here, the arrow, and we're going to change the color of this shape to red. This way you have a blue one and a red one. Now we want to move this shape, and we want this top corner to match up exactly with this corner over here. Now to do that, you have to make sure, you see mine snapping to custom node. You might not have that turned on. There's a couple buttons over here that you need to make sure is on. First one is this one here. It says snap node paths. If that one's not clicked, make sure you go ahead and click on that. And then if this one here, snap to custom nodes, make sure that one is also selected. If it's not, go ahead and select that. So this way it will snap right there to that corner. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and right click on that shape one more time. We're going to duplicate it again. And this one I'm going to make green. And I'm going to take this bottom corner and I'm going to snap it to this corner over here. So I'm going to drag it up, and we're going to make sure it snaps right there to that corner, and then we're all set with that. Okay, so if you want to zoom in and out of your shape anytime, just hold Control on your button or on your keypad, and then you can scroll in and out with your mouse. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and click on this blue shape. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to duplicate it again. I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard and then click on this green shape. Go up to Path, and we're going to choose Intersection. All right, and go back, click on that blue shape again. We're going to right click on it, and we're going to duplicate it again. Hold Shift, click on this red shape. So again, we have the blue shape and the red shape now selected. And we're going to go ahead and select Path, Intersection. Okay, so now we have this red shape selected right now. We're going to go ahead and hold Shift. We're going to click on this green shape. So you have the green and the red selected. We're going to right click on them and duplicate them. And then we're going to go up here to Path, and we want to go to Union. Then we're going to hold Shift and click on the blue shape. And we're going to go to Path, Difference. So then you should be able to break this apart, and you should have 3 separate pieces. We want to make sure we keep it together right now, so I'm going to snap it right back together. And we're going to go ahead and click on the rectangular shape. And I'm going to draw a shape down here through this red section like so. You want it about that size right there. You want to make it about 1/3 of the size of each of this panel. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and then I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, I think. Then I want to make sure that it's centered on this red shape. So to do that, we're going to need to open up another thing. So I'm going to click select, go to object, and we want to click on align and distribute. And this will open up another menu over here on the right. And then we're going to hold, and I have this green shape that's going down through there. I'm going to turn that green shape black. So it kind of shows the difference there. I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard and click on the red shape. And then I'm going to click on this button right here, which will center it. Okay, so now it's perfectly in the center of that red shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and click off of this for a second and then click back on the red shape. I want to right click and duplicate it. Then I'm going to hold control on my keyboard. I want to slide this shape up to about right there. So then you can hold shift on your keyboard, click on the black shape again. And I'm going to go to path, intersection. All right, so now I have this shape here. I want to duplicate this shape. So I'm going to right click on it and duplicate it. I'm going to move this one I duplicated over to this side. But I need to flip it. I need to be in the other direction. So I'm going to go up here, and this arrow will allow me to flip it horizontally. Okay, so again, I want to center it on this blue shape between the two sides. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift, click on the blue, and then click on the center button again. All right, so now with both of these selected, I'm going to go ahead and go up to path, and we want to go path difference. And then go ahead and do the same thing the other side. I'm going to click on this black one here, then click on the red, and go to path difference. All right, so now I'm going to click on this green shape, and I am going to go ahead and right click on it and duplicate it. I'm going to turn that one, I think we'll turn it, we'll make it yellow, I think, for now. This one's something a little bit different than that top one. I'm going to go ahead and right click on it. I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to take this corner on that one I duplicated, and I'm going to slide it over and snap it to that corner right there. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and hold shift and click on that other yellow one. So I have both the yellow ones selected there. All right, so then I'm going to go up to path, and I think it's difference. Yes, okay. So path difference there. And so I have this shape right there. And I'm going to go ahead and right click on that and duplicate it again. And I'm going to take this shape that I duplicated, I'm going to move it over to this side, so it should snap right to that corner and be perfectly matched up there. Okay, so you can see our corners should be pretty much matched up in the corner there. Yep. So now we're going to take this green shape. I want to drag it down, and I want to take this corner and snap it to this corner. So go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to take my Bezier pen, which is this pen right here, and I'm going to go in this corner right here. I'm going to snap it on there. Then I'm going to drag up here, click there. Actually, I'm not really dragging, I'm just going to connect these corners like so. And then I'm going to close the shape off there, like so. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and turn that blue. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is there's a black line on the outline, the one that we drew. I want to get rid of that black line that we drew. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift on my keyboard, Oh, first I got to select the shape. So I'm going to make sure I select that blue shape if you don't have it selected. Hold Shift on your keyboard, then there's an X down here in the bottom left-hand corner right next to the black colors. Click on that, and that'll get rid of that black line. If I scroll in, you can see that it's gone now. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and I want to move this shape down to the bottom layer. So I have my layers up here, but you might not see them there. If you don't see them there, you can also go on to Objects, and they're right here as well. So I'm going to move that one to the bottom. All right, so now we're going to take the Bezier pen again. I'm going to click right about right here, and I want to go straight up. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to kind of click around like so and reconnect it. Basically, I wanted a shape like that around this green corner piece right here. I want to keep this green corner piece, and the rest of it I'm going to get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this select arrow. Then I'm going to click, hold Shift and click on this green part over here. So now I have that shape that I drew and the green one selected. And then I'm going to go up to Path, Intersection. And again, I want to make sure that this is on the bottom layer, so I'm going to drop that to the bottom. Then I'm going to take the Bezier pen again, and I want to snap or click on this corner right here. And then I want to hold Control this time, because this one I do want to make sure is perfectly straight up like so. So if I hold Control, it will snap to that up position. And then I can go ahead and draw my shape around here like so. Now before I do anything though, I forgot there is one more thing I have to do. I have to duplicate this blue shape right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, right click and duplicate it. And we'll make that one red. And then hold Shift and click on that line that we drew around there. And we can go Path, Intersection. And we should have, well, it kind of worked, but have this shape here. This is the shape I wanted. It's part of the reason why that didn't work was because I didn't duplicate it first. Let me go back and do this the right way here. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on this shape. We're going to right click on it and we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to take our Bezier pen. I want to change that shape to red. Scroll in. I'm going to go ahead and click on this again. Hold Control and then draw my shape around here like so. Then I'll take the select arrow, hold Shift, click on this area right here. Then we're going to go ahead Path, Intersection. All right, so now I have this piece here and it's colored in. That's what I wanted. So then I'm going to take this shape. I want to go ahead and flip it horizontally. I'm going to match this corner right here with this corner. So I'm going to drag this over here like so. Snap it right there. And then again, I want to make sure that I drop this to the bottom layer. So then what I can do is I can go ahead and select the entire shape by drawing a box around it with my select arrow. And we're going to go ahead and close the alignment out, and we want to find the opacity again. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my opacity all the way up to 100. And you can kind of see now that the shape is pretty much done. And now it's a matter of us coloring it. So to color it, what we're going to do is I'm going to make a color palette. So I'm going to use some dots or some circles here. I'm going to draw out a circle. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose a color that I want to do. I'm going to do this one a nice deep purple, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and click on that and right click and duplicate it. Drag that one over. Right click on it again. We'll duplicate it again. So now I have 3 of them over here. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this shape right here. And I'm going to click this button over here on my fill in the stroke. This is the linear gradient. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Creates kind of a gradient fill over there, but we're going to edit that a little bit. So we're going to go down here where it says edit gradient. We're going to click on that. Then you get these 2 little dots. I'm going to click on this right dot. And then the first thing I'm going to do down here by letter A, I want to turn the opacity of that all the way up to 100. So then what I want to do is I want to make this side white. Even though it looked white before, it really wasn't. It was actually clear. So that's what I need to do. I need to try to make that white. So I'm going to drag this one over a little bit. See if I can get this to get a nice white color. So I'm going to drag both of these over, and you can see over here now I got a nice white edge. So I'm going to make that a little bit more white, like so. And then this side, what I want to do is I want to make this one a little bit lighter color purple. So actually, let's try to play around with these until I get a nice light purple color. Try to move that back a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Got a nice light purple on that side. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and click on this shape here. I want this one to be in the middle zone. So this one, I'm going to go ahead back here to gradient fill, click on the edit gradient. I'm going to click on this side, and then I'm going to go ahead and make this. Oh, first thing, got to go ahead and change the opacity back up to 100. And I move these back over to the right. I think I should be able to get that purple that I want. I want a nice light purple on this side, almost a pink. But I do like the purple. So you got to kind of play around with these until you get the color you want. Sometimes it's easier to get them rather than others. There we go. And this one I'm going to leave a little bit darker. So, all right, so then we go back to this one, and I can play around with this one a little bit. Again, I can edit gradients, click on that right dot. I'm going to turn the opacity all the way up to 100. And let's see if I can get this one where I want it to be. You just kind of play around with the colors to where you get them, to where you like them. But I do want them to kind of blend from light to darker. And then this one I'm going to make actually more bluish. There we go. I want to make this one a little bit lighter. Like so. Okay, so now I got those 3 gradients ready to go. So you can see them over here on the linear gradients. So all I got to do now is go ahead and click on the side that I want to color them. So I'm going to click this side right here, go back to my gradient fill, and I want this one to be my light one. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the light one. Do the same thing for this. Back to gradient, click on the light, go back to this. Nope, I want that green one down here selected. Go ahead, click on the light one again. Then this one is going to be the dark one. So back here, go to the dark. This one is also going to be dark. And then these will be the medium ones. And then basically that's it. You're pretty much done. Hope that helps you guys out, and make sure you watch the next one, which is I will be on the 3D triangle.